Hey guys, first of all, thank you to Candy for commenting on this video because I forgot about it. So I post videos and with the downloads, and then I kind of think I had the message and I give you guys the message and then I move on. But this time, I paused. I had just posted a different video, and then I saw that she had commented on an old video, and so that I went back to it just to see what I had even talked about in that video, and I was gonna stop it. Like, it was just, I just like, oh, that's an old message, but then something compelled me to listen to it all, and I realized that I had just completed that message myself. So the message, if you haven't seen the video, go back and see it. But the message was about facing your fears, about looking at the thing that you don't want to look at or that you're afraid to look at. Again, facing your fears that you're afraid to look at, not hiding from it anymore and not running from it anymore, but just really facing it. And when you do face it, that's, instead of shrinking yourself and instead of being even more slung into this fear hood, I don't think that's a word, but I'm going to use it. You illuminate it and you crack it open. I said, you crack it open. And I think I said, you crack the sun open and you illuminate it. And that's what's needed to do in order to like move on to the next lesson. Okay, so I thought I had done that, or I was doing the work to do that. And again, when we're working on ourselves, we're actively working on ourselves during this spiritual journey. We like, it feels like, okay, I did this task, tick, tick, I can move on. I've done this, tick, I faced this fear, tick, tick, and it becomes all about the task in order to move on. Well, about 2 weeks ago now, I should say, 2 weeks ago, I had a tower moment. This is a tarot card term, but I had a tower moment. Things weren't going as I had planned them out, not as source or my guides had planned out, but I am very controlling in my future. And so things weren't going the way I thought they should go. So I was very upset with that. Understandably so. I was very upset with that. And I felt that I had somehow been spiritually left behind, that I've been forgotten. Just my fear of abandonment and rejection were just running rampant because this thing that I wanted didn't turn out the way that I, in my head, had thought it should turn out. And that had led to another fear. I'm not going to discuss that here because it's quite personal. But it had led to another fear. And that fear that I thought I had got over, I had not. And in that video, I also talked about like a hint and a hint and a hint. And so it was exactly like that. I didn't start off with this fear, but my other fear had led to this fear that was buried so deep that I just was not looking at, that I had actually convinced myself that I had looked at and illuminated and was over. But I was not. It had led to this other fear. And once I looked at it, and once I observed it, and once I took stock of it, I had the tower moment. My world felt like it had just blown up. Not in a good way. It was like a sudden realization that these things that I was holding so tight to in my heart were not going to work out for me. These things I had prayed about, these things that I had asked God for, my guides, was not going to work out. And that caused this huge tower moment. And I kind of lost it. I lost it on myself. I lost it with God. I lost it with my spirit team. I lost it. And I explained to the people that I counsel with, I explain it as my mother, and to one of my friends in it. I explained it as a kind of like a rock, and that fear, looking at that fear, illuminating that fear, paying attention to that fear, had in this big rock, I saw a not like a jagged line going through it, where I had cracked open the rock. The fear of me not getting this thing that I had been too afraid to look at, and the realization of what was not going to happen for me, it caused this jagged cut in the rock. And I think the rock was the fear, and the jagged cut was just me looking at it and coming to realization of it. But when I realized it's not just a crack, what was coming out the middle of the rock was this bright, shiny light. It took about a day and a half. I was in the trenches for about a day and a half. It took about a day and a half, but then I came out of it and I dried my tears and I said, okay, well, what's next? I am just gonna move on now. And I felt so much better. Like it took probably another day or two for me to actually get out of the shock of that. But then I quickly realized that rock was just me holding tight to something, a fear that I needed to address and look at. And then the crack wasn't a bad crack. I thought I had cracked my soul open. That wasn't the case at all. It wasn't a bad crack. That crack was actually me letting something free, letting something divine free, letting something come out, not holding so tight to it anymore, so that I can actually be my true person. This divinity was just encased in all this fear that needed to be released. So seeing that video, so thank you again, Candy, for bringing my attention back to it. Seeing that video, I realized, oh, this is what I just did. This was again my vision, and it is what I just did. So I am here to tell everybody, if you have not done it yet, go make sure that you are, go back to that video so that you can get the direction. I know I ramble because sometimes when I am channeling, I ramble and I'm kind of disoriented. But once you get past the beginning part, the message is still clear. But go back and look at it because something needs to be looked at. I know it's scary. You may not even have to plan for it, but it's going to happen. And just when you hit that tower moment, when you hit that crack, feel all the feelings, live through it, the disappointment, the fears, everything that comes up from what you have not been wanting to look at. Feel it all. Ride out that wave of high emotions. And when you come out on the other side, you come out so much better. I feel like everything is so much better. Like I feel okay. This is the best I felt in a long time. Like it's the best I felt in a long time. I wish I could have done it sooner, but it needed to be done when it needed to be done. So it does get better. And it's better on the other side. I'm not saying that's the only fear, but that was the one that I need to look at. So you guys have a great rest of your day.